Whoa. Man, this is a nice scene here. What do you guys think? I just moved my camera here. All right, let's put the whiteboard down right about here. Ah, can smell that air. That salty air. You can hear the birds off in the distance. You can almost feel the waves, can't you? Oh, it's just so relaxing. I had a really stressful week, guys. I just felt like I really need to get away somewhere. Just, get by myself and find a place that I can go to relax. And I thought this beach here, which is not too far from where I live, would be the perfect spot for us to do our live stream for today. So yeah, how are you guys all doing? Let me check to see who came in. Small, my first member to come in. Welcome. Cheryl, hello. Let's see, just gonna say hi to everyone I see here. Lynn Barsh. Oh, I almost said small again. Yeah, small. small. Lots of smalls. One Little Mermaid, as well as Arlie. Welcome, our new mod, Arlie. Yes, the real Billy is here. Not that fake Billy you guys were interacting with up until now. So we're gonna get started really soon, but we have a few announcements before we get going. Hold on, let me just turn off the. Let me just activate the special audio canceling feature on this microphone to remove the beach sounds. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better, so we can focus on the lesson today. We're gonna be doing a beginner level lesson today, but it's not only for beginners. So I'll say that there are gonna be some notes where if you're an intermediate, you can still get something out of this lesson, but those will be more toward a little bit in the beginning, but mostly toward the end of the lesson. And if you have any questions about today's lesson, or any questions related to the lesson that I don't cover after we finish the lesson, we're going to be doing a short Q&A session, so you can ask those as soon as this lesson is over with. Before we start though, we have a few announcements. First of all, Chris White and Chris O, welcome. As well as Chris White, another one of our new moderators today. Welcome. 이거 진짜 라이브? 네, 진짜 라이브예요. Yes, it's really live. So announcements, as usual, there is a worksheet you can pick up for today's live stream. I believe it has like 10 or something example questions on it. You can translate from English to Korean and vice versa. You can download that right now on Patreon and you can practice while we're doing the lesson or after it finishes, or maybe you've already done that. There's also going to be a full outline of everything that we're doing today on Patreon within about 30 minutes after this live stream finishes, so you can review everything without having to watch the video, at least the sentences and the basic concepts. Also, there is merchandise you can get on my channel if you want to show off your being a fan of Billy, or you just want some of the merchandise or whatever. I'll pin one to the chat right now that you guys can see. That's now available. There's also like a couple newer things in there that you can find. There is a Discord channel if you have any questions. I know most of you know about the Discord channel. A lot of you are in there, but if you don't know, there is a Discord channel that's very active where you can go 24/7, ask questions, get help, practice your Korean, interact with me, and all sorts of fun stuff. And it's really great. And you'll probably make some good friends there. And it's completely free. You can access it from the link that is in the video description now. Yeah, so you can just check this video description. You'll see a link to the Discord. Next is for those of you who have been bugging me about one-to-one tutoring. I do offer it. It's not prepared lessons, but it's just like an hour where you can ask any questions you want. You can also find information about that by asking one of the moderators here. And finally, the last announcement for today. If you are a YouTube member, so YouTube members all get access to these videos that we're doing right now. You get the abridged versions the same day. So after this live stream's finished, I quickly go back home from the beach, and then I go to my computer and I edit all of the stuff that we did today into like 10-minute or so video, and I upload that, and you members get to watch that tonight. Everyone else, has to wait until like Wednesday when I upload it for everyone else. So yeah, that's just another perk of being a member. Thank you as well again to all of the people who are members. And we will get started right at 2 o'clock. So we've just started a little bit early for this, like announcements and stuff. Let's just see who else is here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just checking here. But yeah, if you've just gotten here, don't worry, we are not starting yet. We will be starting in 10 minutes, just as the schedule says, from 2 o'clock. Prerequisites for today's lesson are not very high, but you should definitely at least know how to conjugate verbs into the past tense, present tense, and future tense. I'm just going to turn on the air conditioner at the beach here. So, you'd be surprised how hot you can get at the beach with all these, with the sunlight on you, right? Okay, that's good. So, for example, if you have the verb hada, you should fully understand how to change that into any tense. So, for example, 했어요, 해요, 할 거예요. These should be no problem for you. If you can't yet do this, if you're still like low beginner, then this lesson is going to be above your head, but it's not going to be a high advanced lesson today or anything like that. So yeah, these are the prerequisites. Make sure you know those. In fact, if you do not know these, you might have time right now before we get started with the bulk of the lesson to go and watch my video about conjugating verbs on 2 times speed, and then come back here and join us for the rest of the live stream. So if you have any quick questions, we can answer those before we get started. If not, we're just waiting until 2 o'clock. We have 9 minutes left. SK Kim, yeah, just popping. Oh, hey, I just looked at the chat and there you are. Hey, Cameron. Fine, Cameron, say hi to Cheryl first. I see how it is. Oh, I see. No, you did say something above. Strawberry Leah. Also, Strawberry Leah, I think you were the first. Let me just scroll up here. Oh, donation. Cool. Strawberry Leah was the first person to come in the chat today. I saw you were like, it's really quiet in here. Grandpa Mikey, no dab necessary. No dab necessary. I'm conflicted. You see, I'm conflicted now because I normally dab, but if you request no dab, then I can't dab. So I'm not going to dab for you, but I will say thank you with something that's not a dab that I call a D-A-B, bad, that kind of looks like this. So it's not a dab, it's just this. So if you don't want a dab, you get the bad, the opposite of the dab. So thank you. Spirit fingers. Okay. Any other quick questions? Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, that is pretty bad. That's why it's called the bad. You see, you either get the dab or you get the bad. It's one or the other. Bad is good. Good is bad. Yes. The bad seems a lot. Superman. Oh, that's a good point. Funny thing you mentioned Superman. I was talking about Superman with my friend the other day. Superman is the most ridiculous story I've ever heard in my entire life, okay? Not his origin story. Like, he is an alien from another planet, right? He lands on Earth, and what does he do? He gets a job as a news writer, a news reporter. No one recognizes him. He just takes off his glasses. Even his girlfriend doesn't know it's Superman. Like, what is the deal? Okay, he can't be killed, right? You need kryptonite to even make him weak. But even if you make like kryptonite and you like stab him with it, he comes back to life again in the next movie. That happened twice, right? I'm not going to say which movies, but those of you who are Superman fans know what I'm talking about. He can't be shot. He gets shot with a bullet in the eye and it just reflects off of his eyeball. He has laser vision. He can like melt things just by looking at it. He has X-ray vision. He can literally see through anything. And yet his villain, Lex Luthor, is literally just Elon Musk without hair. Like, what is up with Superman? It's ridiculous. I was just laughing the other night thinking about it with a friend. Like, what is this guy? Like, why? So many whys here. And the thing is, so when does he save people? He's got a job at the Daily Planet. When does he save people? During his lunch breaks? Like, does his boss not fire him for not appearing to work, like, all the time? Seriously, he can fly. He can, like, stop everything bad going on in the world, but he's like, oh, sorry, Lois, gotta finish this article up before the weekend. Like, what is his deal? Seriously, where is this character from? Ah, it's just ridiculous. Okay. Jealous of Superman's talents. This is just, it's funny, okay? Superman cannot speak Korean. You know what? Don't put it by him. I'd also want to be a journalist documenting their daily lives. Yeah, and then, okay, so then where does Superman live, right? He's got this magical crystal cave he can use to communicate. We're still okay on time. He's got this magical crystal cave he can use to, like, watch the messages from his family, but he lives in an apartment. You think he would be a bit wealthier. He's super, you think, like, I don't get it. Like, Batman is so much more realistic than Superman, okay? I'm not saying Batman's better. Like, you know, if they got in a fight, I won't say who I think would win, but it's, like, ridiculous. Batman's so much more realistic than Superman. Superman's, like, literally do anything he wants, but he chooses to, like, not save people when he's busy during his work time. Like, what is this? What is the deal with Superman, guys? Charsu is probably really happy right now. He's thinking of the negative examples will land on Superman. Sorry, Charsu's not getting that, though. Superman doesn't get any examples for our Korean here. Least unassuming place. Yeah, but, like, who is hunting him? Who is seriously going to hunt Superman? Like, yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, they're not going to find out he's on Earth. Like, he literally is Superman still. Everyone knows there's Superman. Look, it's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman, who everyone in the entire universe, in the entire world knows about. So, like, what's it matter if he just, you know, has a normal life as a newspaper reporter? Like, anyone looking for him is still going to find him on Earth. Does nothing in the end. He could literally just walk around, like, be like, yo, I'm Superman. It's going to change nothing. People on Earth look for aliens. Yeah, but that's what I say. It's just, yeah. Billy is probably Superman. He's talking bad about him, so we don't make any assumptions. Have we seen Billy? Look, I'm not wearing glasses, okay? If I were wearing glasses, then you could make that point, but no. All right, we still got 2 more minutes left. I think that's all I wanted to say about Superman, though. I finished venting. I'm good. My mind is clear. I am ready for the lesson today. Just going to check the chat for another minute, and then we'll get started. Oh, seriously. It's ridiculous. Batman has a better sense of style. Debatable. What does nay mean? Lolly, I have an episode of your name. I have an episode about that on my channel. You can find the Google Doc, which I post on my community tab, that you can find every single live stream I've ever done, as well as the abridged versions, outlines, worksheets, all of that stuff. And there is a lesson on nay. Issa you. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. Welcome. Our new member. Thank you, Issa. Okay. Oh, and Anne Eam. Welcome, Anne. That's what someone pretending not to be Superman. Guys, I have no superpowers, okay? Literally, I would be the lamest superhero. With the power to teach Korean up to an intermediate level, yeah. I got the short end of the alien stick when I was cast out of my planet. They're like, you get all the powers and you can kind of teach Korean on YouTube. we'll give you a Discord channel too. Okay, so we're gonna be learning about a beginner form today, and that is Uro. Now, let me write it up here. So we're going to be learning about this beginner form today. 너, 너. How you make it is you take an action verb stem you check the donation to see what that was. Zolivel. I'm a Spanish interpreter and I'm learning Korean to increase my interpretation skills. Oh, that's cool, Zoli. Muchos gracias. I wish I could say more than that. That's really the extent of my Spanish. Zolivel. I'll write your whole name there. Thank you. Get a dab, Zoli. Nice. Okay, so let's wait for this donation. Okay, so the way you make this form is you take an action verb stem. So remember a stem, now this is a beginner lesson, so I will cover this again. A stem is you first take the dictionary form of the verb. You take the form of the verb that you would find if you were to search a dictionary. And it will always, am I saying this like deep enough? Always end in ta. This is the dictionary form we're talking about, not the verb stem. The dictionary form always will end with ta. So that could be, let's just take hada, whatever. It's not going to be hey, yo, or hey, or anything else. It will always end with ta. This is not to say that anytime you see a ta, it's a dictionary form, but every dictionary form will end with ta. So you take the unconjugated, plain form before nothing else has happened to it, and you get the verb stem of that. Now, the verb stem of a dictionary form verb is very simple. You're done. No matter what the verb is. No exceptions. Remove the ta. You are done. So easy, huh? Then you attach uro if it ends in a consonant. I'll put C here. Or if the action verb stem ends with a vowel, you will just attach ro. This is how you make the form. It's quite simple, isn't it? Don't you think so? So, for example, if you were to have hada, that would become ha. Well, now we remove the ta, so it's just ha. It ends in a vowel, so we attach ro. If you were going to use 먹다, to eat, 먹다 becomes just 먹, ro. Now, there is one exception, not for verb stems. There is one exception for this form, and that is if the verb stem ends with this letter, which is called lir. If it ends with this letter, then you also just attach ro. So this will not be that common, but there are a few verbs that use this frequently. Norda, to hang out with someone, like to play, to go, let's meet, let's hang out. Norda becomes norlo, like that. So that's the only exception. Pretty much, yeah. We won't go into everything here. But yeah, that's all you have to do for it. So it's either uro after a consonant or ro after a vowel. But that's not the only thing you need to know in order to make this form. In order to talk a little bit more about this form, we're going to have to talk about, I guess I could first give this really quick note. One thing I want to say, though, before we go on to this form is don't confuse uro with ro. Notice that the vowels are different. This one has all, this one has o. The sound might actually be almost the same if a Korean were to pronounce it a bit lazily. They could say hada, like hada could become haro. Oops. Or you might hear something else that's something, 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 ro, and it might sound like haro, haro. Okay, these cannot be confused with each other in conversation because the way they work is different. We're not going to be learning about uro today. This would be a full live stream, a 2-hour live stream. There are so many ways to use uro. But just the basics would be a full live stream at least. Uro is only used after a noun. So you could not use it with a verb stem. So you can never have hada becoming haro or 먹다 becoming 먹으로. This makes no sense. It doesn't work. You can't do that. This will only come after a noun. And then in contrast, this uro form always comes with a verb. I'll just write verb here, but it'll be an action verb. You could not have, for example, if we take a noun, cheese. So we have 치즈. Well, you could say 치즈로, but you could not say 치즈로, right? this has to be used with a verb. So if you hear it used with a verb stem, it doesn't matter if the person pronounced it wrong. It doesn't matter if the Korean you met pronounces it as 먹으러, depending on how they're speaking, or maybe you mishear it. Doesn't matter. Their usage to begin with is completely different. So you would only hear 으로 after a noun. You'd only hear 으로 after a verb stem. So if you guys want to learn about 으로, we can do that in a future live stream. Just request it if you guys want that. I do have videos about it, but I don't have a live stream about it. But if you do want to learn about it, you can check out my my channel. I have a video in the Learn Korean series that talks about how to use 으로 with all of its forms, because there are several different ways to use it. Let me just check the chat for a second. There's actually a live stream. Did I do a live stream? I don't think I did. Maybe someone else did. I don't think I did. I don't think I did anyway. I do have a lesson. I do have at least 2 lessons on it though. I have one lesson on 으로, meaning toward, and another lesson on it meaning using and stuff like that. So if you put them together, you get a full lesson on it. Okay, so the way that this works is 으로. What this literally means. This form literally means in order to do that action verb that it comes after. So if we're talking about 하다, to do, well, in order to do that. If you're talking about 먹다, to eat, well, in order to eat, 먹으러, in order to eat, in order to do that action verb, which is eat. If you're talking about hang out, well, in order to hang out. This is what this form literally means. Another way you can think of this is as literally meaning for the purpose of. And then again, this is kind of the same thing though, just one more way you can think about it. For the purpose of doing that action verb. So for the purpose of doing it, 하러. For the purpose of eating it, 먹으러. For the purpose of hanging out, 놀러, like that. In order to though is probably the best literal translation that you'll find of this. So then how do you use it? Does this, anytime you want to say in order to do something, you say something 으로? No. In fact, that's not what this is used for. Despite literally meaning this, this form is only used with certain verbs. Now, before this form, you can use any action verb that you want. There are no restrictions. Any action verb that you want is fair game. With 2 exceptions, we'll talk about those a little bit later. You can use pretty much any action verb before it, but the action verb that comes after it is very, very restrictive. Making sure I'm not skipping ahead. Okay. This must be followed by an action verb that shows movement. Or you can think of it as a movement verb. This form must be followed by a movement verb, some sort of verb that is moving somewhere. Now, what does that mean? This is any verb that ends with or is 가다 or 오다. Any sort of verb that ends with something 가다, or it could be 가다 and 오다, or either of these two. So you could have even things like 나가다, to go outside, 나오다, to come, right? Oh, well, to come outside. You can have try to think of it. 들어가다, to enter, 돌아가다, to go back home, right? 들어오다, to come in, like that. Anything 가다 or 오다 is a movement verb, and with a couple small exceptions here or there, this is the only thing you can use it with, is movement verbs like this. They will always end in 가다 or 오다. So you'll take any action verb, you'll get its stem, you'll attach 으로, like we told, like I said how to do that, with 으로 after a consonant or 로 after a vowel, and then you'll conjugate a movement verb after that. So let's put all of our pieces together. I said that 으로 literally means in order to do an action verb. So let's take an example. Let's do, let me switch colors. Are you guys following along? You guys okay? Am I doing it too fast or too slow? I can do a lot faster if you guys want. I've got plenty of caffeine here. We can speed this up big time if you want. Okay. So we have an action verb step. So let's just take 먹다. 먹다, to eat. Well, let's say in order to eat. 먹으러. Okay, so now we have in order to eat. Going, 가다, 오다, or coming, here. So what if we were to say, I go to eat? Yeah. I came here to eat your kimchi. I heard it's the best, this store has the best kimchi in the world, so I came to this store in order to eat 먹으러, 김치를 먹으러 오다, 왔어요. Right? 놀다, 놀러. In order to hang out with you. 같이 놀러 왔어요. I came here in order to hang out together. Or more naturally, just, I came here to. This form will most often this form will most often naturally translate as just to. But the literal meaning is in order to, right? So when you translate this naturally, you're not going to say, I went, 갔어요. I went to the store in order to eat. You would say, I went to the store to eat. I went to the restaurant to eat, something like that. Just to is how you'll naturally translate this. And this is a very natural sounding spoken way of saying in order to when it is followed by a motion or movement, when it is followed by a movement verb. So a verb that shows that you're going. So you are going somewhere in order to do something. You're going somewhere to do something. You came here in order to do something. You came here to do something. I came here to help. I want to go to see a movie. I want to go see a movie with you. We entered the theater to see a movie. Any sort of thing like this is okay. I went to Korea to learn Korean in order to learn Korean, right? As long as it's followed by a movement verb, you can use this form to sound very natural to say to, as in order to do something. All right, so that is the basic explanation. There is a small exception to this rule that I'll tell you right away. You probably won't make this mistake anyway, but you cannot use a 가다 or 오다 verb before this form. So you wouldn't say, I'm going to Korea to go to Seoul. 서울에 가러 한국에 가요. You don't use it with any verb that is 가다 or 오다 ending. So you would not use a movement verb before this form, if that makes sense. But I think logically you probably would feel it kind of sounds weird anyway. Like, I came here to come here. I went here to come there. It's not used like that. This has to be a different action verb that is not a motion verb. So you cannot have something 가러 or something 오러. It's wrong. Just note that it's not used with motion verbs. I should say that again. Just note that it's not used with movement verbs before, but only used with movement verbs after. So, to go somewhere in order to do something. To come from somewhere, to come here in order to do something. That's what this form means. Okay, let me check the chat for just a minute. By the way, who else is excited about Bill and Ted 3? I'm excited about that movie. Totally unrelated to learning Korean. I know. Okay, let's see. Just checking the chat for a second, making sure we're doing okay. I'm already confused, but that's just my brain. Yes, I understand. It's okay. You might have to watch it another time after this lesson's done. Okay, so that is all of the main notes that we need. That is all of the main notes that I wanted to go over. So let's do our first example sentence. And we are perfect on time. Ooh. 지금 머리 yeah, I can do that. 자르러 가요. Look at this sentence for a second. 지금, now, 머리 자르다. 자르다 means to cut, as in like cut something off. Cut. 머리 literally means head. Doesn't mean cut your head. It also can mean hair. So if you say 머리 자르다, usually you're talking about cut your hair. 머리 자르러 가요. Go. I'm going now. 지금. In order to. 자르다 becomes 자르러 because it ends with a vowel. Because it ends here with a vowel. 자르러 가요. I am going now in order to cut hair. Literally, or more naturally, I'm going now to cut my hair. I'm going now to cut my hair. We have a movement verb, 가다. We have an action verb, 자르다, to cut. I go to cut my hair. I'm going to cut my hair. Now I'm going to cut my hair. Literally, now I am going in order to, or now I'm going for the purpose of, to cutting my hair. For the purpose of, as in, that's the reason why I am going. It is for the purpose of. My going there is for the purpose of cutting my hair. That's what this form literally means. But we wouldn't say it as for the purpose of or in order to when we translate. We would just say it as to. So keep that in mind. It will translate as to most naturally. But literally, it doesn't just mean to, because if you tried to change a sentence back from something that had to, well, to can have so many different meanings in English, right? I went to the store, right? Close to, he is close to me, you know, all these different meanings. It is in order to. Okay. I have another sentence for you guys. I think, can I have you guys do this one? Yes. Okay, I want you guys to make this sentence. This is your first, maybe this is your first time making a sentence with this form. Maybe you've done it before. So let's do some practice. I want you to make this sentence. This is, you tell your friend, come to Korea to hang out. Now, you can replace Korea with your own home country if you'd like. Come to Korea to hang out. Now, I'll tell you the verb you're going to use for hang out. It is 놀다. You might see places listed as meaning to play. It does mean to play, but only to play as in kids play. If you're not a kid, this would be the word you'd use for hang out. It's just meeting up and, you know, hanging out together. That's what it means. To hang out, come to Korea. So you can say it however you want, but you're telling your friend, hey, come to Korea to hang out. Hey, come here to hang out. You can change it to here, come here to hang out. You can change it to Los Angeles if you're here in LA. I mean, the beach if you're here at the beach. You can change it to anything you'd like, but go ahead and make a sentence using this form. Come to Korea to hang out. Small, very fast. Lynn Barr asked a question. Can you say 지금 머리 자르러 가고 있어요? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can conjugate that I was trying to say movement and motion. It was like movement. You can conjugate that movement verb any way that you would like. You can put it in the future tense. You can put it in the past tense, in the progressive tense like you have it there. So that form you have right now, 지금 머리 자르러 가고 있어요. Right now, I am going in order to, or right now I am going to cut my hair. Yeah, like you're walking and your friend calls you. What are you doing? 지금 머리 자르러 가고 있어요. I'm going to cut my hair right now. Like that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's check out all of your sentences here. I think small was the first one. 한국에 놀러 와요. Perfect. Perfect, small. It's not the sentence I have on here. I did a more polite conjugation at the end. I used 오세요, as you'll see, but that's perfectly fine. For a friend, probably even better than what I have. 영국에 놀러 옵니다. That could be you are coming, 옵니다, 오다, you are coming, but that's not come to England to hang out. That is just 옵니다. You are coming to England to hang out, like that. 한국에 놀러 가요. Lynn, you just have a typo there. You have 놀러, but it should be 놀러 with this whole thing intact. And then, yeah, let's see. 한국에 놀러 와요. 놀러 미국. Nope. Remember that it has to come directly after. So you can't split 놀러 and have something else before it like that, the way that you have it. I could show you an example of how you could split it if you want later, but not just by sticking the location without any sort of marker there. 한국에 놀러 왔어. I came to Korea to hang out. Okay. Gujihan has that sentence. 내 집에서 놀러. You have a typo here. It's 놀 with the 오. I'm just going to read a few of the sentences. 독일에 놀러 가. And if you say 가다, 놀러 가다 means, hey, please go, not where I am, but go there. Go there to hang out in 독일. So what you have is perfectly correct, and But if you are in Germany, then you would not say 가줘. Like, don't go to Germany. You'd say 와줘. Come here. Remember, 가다 is somewhere else. 오다 is to go here. 한국에 놀러 나와요. Okay, come out to come hang out in Korea. Yeah, nice. 한국에 놀러 오세요. Nice, Nika. Nika got what I wrote. A couple people have 놀다 conjugated incorrectly. Now, normally I would just skip over this, but this is a beginner live stream, so it's perfectly understandable. It does not become 놀으로. Remember, I told you that anytime it ends with this letter, it just attaches 로. Also, careful about the spelling. I saw a few people write 놀, probably just a small typo on your keyboard. Just note that it doesn't change spelling. And then one more note is some people use 가다 instead of 놀러 오다. I said here, come to Korea, so you have to use 오다. But the reason, I know why you used 가다, because in English we say, hey, you should come. You might say you can come to, hey, come to LA. But you might say, hey, you should go to LA and hang out, and let's hang out. Go to LA and let's hang out, right? We don't say that. Sorry, I shouldn't say we. I'm not a native Korean speaker. Korean speakers don't say this. They always say 오다 if it is coming to here. Or I should even say go here is 오다. Go there, somewhere else, is 가다. So if you say, like, hey, are you going to the party? We're all here. You can say that in English. Yeah, I'm going there right now. Or in English, we might even say the opposite. Hey, are you coming to the party? Like, I'm at the party, and my friend Charsu is not here. So I call Charsu. Hey, Charsu, where are you? I'm at the party. Are you coming to the party? And then Charsu replies. Charsu's like, yeah, I'm coming right now. Right? I'm coming right now. You can't say that in Korean. You cannot say that you are coming somewhere unless that is here. You have to say, I am going. So going is away from you. Coming is always here. So 오다, to go here or to come here. And 가다, to go there, somewhere else. So if you were to say come to Korea, it has to be 오다. Has to be. Unless you're not in Korea. So if you are in Korea and you mean come here, you have to use 오다. If you are somewhere else, you have to use 가다. So you can't say 네, 지금 오고 있어요. I'm coming right now. That doesn't make sense because that would be I'm going here right now. And then the listener on the other end will be like, where are you? Like, where are you? What do you mean? Like that. So like they'll probably understand what you were trying to say, but it's inaccurate that way. Okay. So let's give you a answer for this. Although you guys had a lot of good ones and a couple of you even have exactly what I wrote. 한국에 놀러 오세요. So I'm using the 오세요 form, the 세요 ending, which is an honorific, polite way to give someone a command. Say, hey, please do this. Very polite. You wouldn't say this to your close friends, but if you're just saying it to an acquaintance that you're not really that close with, coworker, your boss, anything, totally fine. 한국에, to Korea, 놀러, in order to hang out. 놀러 오세요. Come here to hang out to Korea. Come hang out. Come to hang out. That's what this form naturally sounds like when a Korean hears it. They're not going to feel come here in order to hang out. They're going to feel come hang out, right? As like one piece. This kind of makes a different feeling when you use this 러 오다 or 러 가다 ending. It kind of feels like one piece. It doesn't feel like come here in order to hang out. It just feels like, oh yeah, come to hang out, or come just even easily come here and hang out. Come hang out here, like that. 한국에 놀러 오세요. Yeah, come to Korea to hang out, like that. Okay, I'll give you guys another one in just a second, but I want to do a sentence first. 내일 영화 보러 갈래요? I'll use 요. 내일 영화 보러 갈래요? 내일. Tomorrow. 내일 is tomorrow. 영화 is movie. 보다, to see or watch. To see or to watch. And then 갈래요, do you want to? Now, if you don't know this 레요 form, I have a different video about it. I don't have time to explain it today. It just means like, do you want to kind of form, or like, yes, I'm going to, I want to. So yeah, but watch the live stream about that. 갈래요, do you wanna? Kind of like a casual, do you wanna? Do you wanna go? 가다. 갈래요, you wanna go in order to see, you wanna go see 영화, a movie. 내일. Tomorrow, you want to go see a movie tomorrow? 내일 영화 보러 갈래요? 내일 영화 보러 갈래요? 내일 영화 보러 갈래요? Do you want to go see a movie tomorrow? That's what this means. So that's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound very stiff. It doesn't sound like, do you want to go in order to be able to have the privilege of possibly watching and or seeing a movie on the day of tomorrow? It's like, you want to go see a movie tomorrow? That's what it means. But literally, do you want to go in order to, or for the purpose of seeing, so we are going so that we can, the purpose of our going is to see a movie, right? You want to go see a movie tomorrow. 내일 영화 보러 갈래요? Okay. I think I need a new eraser. Yeah, I want to get a new eraser. This thing's just spreading around all of the ink. Okay, let me write down the next sentence and then I'll switch erasers. Actually, no, this is your guys' sentence. This is your sentence. I'm going to give you a sentence. I want you to translate it. To go, oops, I have to Korea to study Korean. Okay, I want to go to Korea to study Korean. I want to go to Korea to study Korean. Okay. I'm going to change my eraser because this thing's like 3 weeks old now. Go ahead and try to write this one on your own. Unfortunately, there should be an eraser buried here at the beach. You just look here. Uh-oh. I only found a green eraser at the beach. That's not good. Why is this eraser see-through? No, I take it back. It's a beach. It's a special eraser where you can look at the beach from. See, look. It's got an animated picture of the beach. Isn't this a cool eraser, guys? This is my favorite eraser, I think. You can see the beach on it. Whenever you want to look at the beach, just hold it up. You're like, oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, we'll put it right here. Candid fellow. Thank you. Wow, I didn't even notice that. Candid fellow. Wow, $10. I gotta do a dab dance. Perfect timing because everyone's writing the sentence up, I hope. Okay, let's do a and I see you wrote a note there. I'll also reply to that. Dabbing on the beach. Dabbing on the beach. Okay. Thank you. And then your question is, how do you say this in Korean? Thank you for your encouragement. I am so happy. Your great support. Thank you. I love you. That's quite long. I'll give you a simple way. That sounds a little more natural. Thank you for encouragement. Maybe you wouldn't really want to say it quite like that. Something just simple would be like 도와. Anytime you want to say thank you for, you would use 주다. So here the verb is 도와주다 already, but if it wasn't, you would attach 주다 to the end. 도와줘서, you attach 주다 and you conjugate it to become the 서 form. And then you would say thank you. 감사해요. 감사합니다. 고마워요, like that. So 감사해요. I don't have time to do a full lesson, so I'm kind of giving you a brief form, but it's always some sort of 주다, 서, with thank you at the end. So thank you for helping me. And then of course you can say 행복해요. 정말 행복해요. I'm really happy. 기뻐요. I'm very happy like that. And then I love you. 사랑해요 works in any situation if you want to say that. Okay. And then I got another donation. I just saw come in. Who is this? Alex Fuller. Hey. Yeah, things I say every week is I need a new eraser. That's true. Oh wait, I gotta cancel. Okay. I realized I left that on. 도와줘서 감사해요. Someone can write that in the chat. Like I said, I could talk a little bit more about it in Discord if you can ask over there. I'll have more time. Yeah, thank you as well as to Alex. Okay, so let's do the answer. Oh yeah, let's first check to see what you guys have. I don't want to forget that. 한국에 공부하러. Lauren, the very first person you wrote. Hey, you wrote 하러. Remember, it's only the dictionary form, not conjugated form. So it'd be 하러 only. 한국어 공부하러 한국에 가고 싶어요. It's nice small. 한국에 가고 싶어요. 한국어 배우러. 한별, it makes sense. It makes sense that way, but the order would not be in that way. You'd always have the object always has to come before the verb. So I like study Korean is always 한국어 공부하다, not 공부하다 한국어 like that. So that's the order for the sentence. And I have a video about sentence structure you can check out, a different live stream. 한국어 공부하러 가고 싶어요. Yeah, more Brooke. 한국어를 you have 공부로, Kate June. You just have a typo, but I think you know that now if you look at it. 한국에 가고 싶어요. The rest of it is fine, Kate June. Nice. 한국어 공부하러 한국에 가고. Cameron, nice. You just have a typo for 싶어요, but the sentence is correct. Just scrolling up and looking. 한국에서 공부로. Jungkook has 공부로 as well. 하러. Okay, I can't read all of these because I want to make sure we still have time for the lesson. Just go down and check some of the members. 한국에 공부. You have 공부으로. The verb is 공부하다, so it would have to be 공부하러. Not the verb is not 공부다. It's 공부하다. So then the verb stem would be 공부하 of that. What would Billy do without the amazing new mods? Did something happen? I didn't even notice. Oh yeah. That's right. Thank you for telling me guys about the filter. Sorry, I'm like 20 messages behind because I'm trying to read some of the other notes. Yes, small. 도와줘서 감사해요. Nice. Thanks for writing that out. 한국어 공부하러. Jordy Kroon, you have 하고 싶어요. But remember, it has to always be followed by a 가다 or 오다 verb. So 가고 싶어요. Okay. 한국어 공부. Zaijam Bato, you wrote, I want to study Korea. But remember, this is Korean. 도와줘서 감사합니다. 사랑해요. Yes. I don't mean to be annoying. What is the Discord? It's just like a bunch of channels, like a online chat with multiple channels in one room together. 한국어 공부하러 한국에 가고 싶어요. Nice. Okay, so we're going to be talking about this sentence now. And someone actually asked just a second ago. Who asked that? One Little Mermaid asks, would to Korea go after the 으로 part? You can do either. We're going to talk about that. Okay. 한국에 to Korea 한국어를 공부하다, so that becomes 공부하러. In order to study or to study Korean to Korea. Actually, let me write this a little bit down so I have space here. 가고 싶어요. So let's just look at part of the sentence first. 하러. Okay. 한국에. Actually, let's go back the other way. 가고 싶어요. 한국에 한국어를 공부하러 가고 싶어요. So I want to go. 가고 싶어요. I want to go study. 공부하러. Literally, in order to study. So I want to go so that, or in order to, for the purpose of studying Korean, 한국어를 공부하다, to study Korean, to Korea. So I want to go study Korean to Korea, literally. But then someone asked, can you use the 한국에 part before or after the 으로 form? You can actually use it after too. And in fact, after here might even be better. I'll put parentheses because you can switch the position. You can either say 한국에 한국어를 공부하러 가고 싶어요. So I want to go study Korean to Korea. Yeah, I want to go study Korean. I want to go to Korea to study Korean, like kind of like that. I want to go study Korean in Korea. Or you can say 한국어를 공부하러, in order to study Korean or just to study Korean, 한국에 가고 싶어요. I want to go to Korea. So this would be like saying, I want to go to Korea to study Korean. Both of them have kind of the same meaning. They both sound fine. So you could say either this one or this one. 한국어를 공부하러, 한국어를 공부하러, to study Korean, 한국에 가고 싶어요. I want to go to Korea. So I want to go to Korea to study Korean. Or 한국에 한국어를 공부하러 가고 싶어요. I want to go to study Korean in Korea. And both are fine. They both sound fine in English. They both sound fine in Korea. Now, this one might be a little bit more natural sounding. This one might sound a little bit more natural. 한국어를 공부하고 한국에 가고 싶어요. But they're both okay. So you can use this. You can use the location that you're going after 너. But what you cannot do is put the object after. Like if you were to say 공부하러 한국어를, that doesn't make sense. Like the object of a verb always has to go before that verb that you're using. So it has to be 한국어를 공부하다, first of all. And then you can put the location or where you're doing something at after if you want. Or before. Feel free either way. Okay, how are we on time? We are good on time. No, we're bad. We're 10 minutes behind. It's good enough though. 운동하다 is to exercise. So here we have 운동하러, to exercise. Okay. I'm writing it big because I'm going to write something else in between here. It looks really messy, I know. It's just because I'm going to write something else in between here. 저는 운동하러 나왔어요. Now, the verb 나오다 literally means, oops, why did I write that all weird? This literally means to come out, like to come outside. 나가다, there's another verb 나가다, which means to go outside. Like I went outside to hang out with my friend. I went outside to eat something. I went outside to relax. 나오다, I came outside. So this is just whose point of reference are you talking about? Is it coming outside here or is it going outside to there? Which one do you want to say? If you are outside already and your friend comes out to meet you, your friend 나오다, 나왔어요. Your friend came outside to meet you. If your friend is outside and they're calling you, they'll say, hey, come outside, 나오세요. And you would say, 나갈게요, I will go outside because you're not there right now. So yeah, it's just whose reference are you talking about? Okay, so 저는 운동하러 나왔어요. So if you say 나왔어요, that means right now you are outside because you would say 나왔어요, I came out here to exercise. You wouldn't say I went out here to exercise. No, it's I came out here to exercise. Yeah, I came out here to exercise. 저는 운동하러 밖에, now 밖 means outside. So literally to outside. Let me rewrite that A so you can read it. 밖에 나왔어요. So literally I came out here outside. I came here outside in order to exercise or just to exercise. I came outside to exercise. If you didn't use 밖에, you still have something that means I came outside, but 나오다, like I said, is just more like I came out. It doesn't have to necessarily be outside. You can be inside of a room, inside of a building, and if you come out of the room, you are 나왔어요. You 방에서 나왔어요. You came out from the room, but you're not outside, right? You're still in the building. You just came out of the room that you were in. So if you use 밖에, that's like actually outside, right? In the sunlight, outside of a building. 밖. 저는 운동하러 밖에 나왔어요. I came outside to exercise. Literally, for the purpose of exercising is why I came out here. So that's why I'm out here. I came out here outside, 밖에, in order to exercise. Yeah, I came outside to exercise. So you're walking down the street, you see you're like doing your exercise like this, and you see your neighbor and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" 운동하러 밖에 나왔어요. I came outside to exercise. Like that. I came out here to exercise. 저는 운동하러 밖에 나왔어요. So I came outside to exercise. Okay, I hope I'm not doing some of this too fast. I'm trying to go extra slow because I know it's a beginner lesson. So I want to make sure it's not like too fast like some of my other ones can be for intermediates. 다 같이 means all together. Everyone together. It's an adverb. So 다 같이 밥 먹으러. So we have to eat. Now 밥, I'll tell you, 밥 means cooked rice. It's different than saying rice as in like I'm growing rice, and it's different than saying this is raw rice, like uncooked rice. Those are different words in Korean. 밥 is cooked rice. So if you have a bowl of rice, right? This is rice. It says 밥 on it. That is 밥. So the rice that you eat is 밥, right? This is also used to mean any sort of meal in Korean. So if you say you ate 밥, if your friend says they ate 밥, it does not mean all they did was hold a literal giant bowl of white rice and like shovel it into their throats. This means that they ate a meal. This is just how you refer to just a general meal. Like if you say to your friend, 먹었어요. 먹었어요, did you eat? It doesn't mean did you eat a meal. It just means did you eat something? Like did you eat it that I'm talking about? 먹었어요? Your friend's going to be like, did I eat what? So you have to add some sort of object, what you're talking about. 밥 먹었어요? Did you eat rice? That's literally asking, did you eat rice? A bowl of rice. But by that it means, did you eat something? Did you eat a meal? The reason is typical Korean meals that they eat at their house will contain rice. That's like the staple. So you'll have side dishes, lots of side dishes. You'll have kimchi, you'll have like meat dishes, vegetable dishes. And then in front of you, you share everything, but then in front of you, you have a bowl of rice, which you can kind of eat stuff together with. So maybe you'll get like some cabbage and you'll put some meat in there or whatever. You'll add some rice, you'll roll it up, like that, and you'll eat the rice with it, just kind of help make yourself feel full. So they call a meal, a general word for a meal, did you eat something, is 밥. So here, 다 같이, all together, 밥, a meal, 먹으러 가요. So let's all go eat a meal together. Let's all get something to eat. Literally, let's all go, 가요, or literally we go, all together in order to eat for the purpose of eating a meal. 다 같이 밥 먹으러 가요. Let's go eat together. Or let's go eat something together. Or let's go eat a meal together. So you can ask your friends, 밥 먹으러 갈래요? 밥 먹으러 갈까요? Should we go eat something? You want to go eat? You want to go get something to eat? It doesn't have to be rice. You don't have to actually be going to eat rice. You can go eat pizza. You can go eat like whatever you want. And it's still 밥 먹으러 가요. Let's go eat. Right? And then when you get there, you order pizza or whatever you want. Oh, hey, Muku. 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 Sounds like the Spider-Man theme, but it's not. Because I cannot sing to save my life. Okay. 저는 휴가가 있어서 oops. 쉬러 가야 돼요? Are you saying you have to go relax? 쉬러 가야 돼요? 아무것도 하고 싶지 않아요. Okay? You'd want to say 쉬러 갈 거예요 or something like that. I'm going to go rest. Remember, it has to be followed by a 가다 or 오다 verb. It's drawing Bart from The Simpsons. Oh, yeah, I guess you kind of see that. Bart, yeah, but it's 밥. Okay, 다 같이 밥 먹으러 가요. Let's all go eat something together. All together. 다 같이. Okay, your friend calls you and asks for help. You can reply, well, okay, maybe not your friend. Your coworker calls you and asks for help. Because some of these sentences are a little bit too polite for like if they were like really your close friend. 제가 I 도와주다. 도와주다 means to help. To assist, to help. 도와주다. 도와주러 갈게요. Now, if you don't know this 갈게요, this 할게요 form, I have a live stream about it in my live stream future tense form, and you can watch it and learn all about it. It's just an I will do something. So yeah, I will do that for you. 제가 도와주러 갈게요. So, I will go. If you can't understand 갈게요, think of it as 갈 거예요. That's fine. Think of it as just the regular future tense. I will go. Literally, it means I will go. 갈 거예요. But it's slightly different usage, and watch my live stream for information about that. 제가 도와주러 갈게요. I will go. Sure, I'll go. In order to help you. For the purpose of helping you. I'm going for the purpose of helping. 제가 도와주러 갈게요. I'll go help. 제가 도와주러 갈게요. I'll go help you. I will go to help you. I will go for the purpose of helping you. I will go in order to help you. That sort of meaning. Yeah, I'll go help. 제가 도와주러 갈게요. Okay. 친구가 청소를 도와주다. Again, this time 도와주러 왔어요. So, 친구가, a friend, 왔어요, came here in order to help. What did they help with? 청소. Now, 청소 is cleaning, but specifically it means cleaning as in like vacuuming, organizing, cleaning, like cleaning up. Not just cleaning like the table. Like if you say clean the table, they don't say 청소하다. 청소 is usually used for vacuuming, cleaning, that sort of cleaning. Not wiping things down, not cleaning your clothes. This is like vacuuming. But yeah, it's kind of the whole process, including vacuuming, like cleaning up in general. 친구가 청소 도와주러 왔어요. My friend came in order to help clean up. So I have to clean my house. It's so dirty. I haven't cleaned, I haven't dusted, vacuumed in forever. But 친구가 청소 도와주러 왔어요. My friend came to help me clean up. If you don't get this 청소 usage here, you can just think of this sentence without it. 친구가 도와주러 왔어요. My friend came to help. Yeah, my friend came to help. Yeah, don't worry. 친구가 청소 도와주러 왔어요. My friend's here to help clean. 친구가 청소 도와주러 왔어요. My friend came to help clean. How am I on time? Okay. 형이, 형 meaning older brother. 형이, 쓰레기 means trash. 쓰레기를 버리다 is to throw away trash. So 버리러, to throw away the trash. 나갔어요. 나가다, as I said, is to go out, to go somewhere else, to go out. So he, my older brother, 형이, 나갔어요. My older brother went out to throw away, in order to throw away, or he went out for the purpose of throwing away, 버리다, 쓰레기, the trash. So, my older brother went out to throw away the trash. 형이 쓰레기를 버리러 갔어요. Oops. 형이 쓰레기를 버리러 나갔어요. He went out, not just he went. 형이 쓰레기를 버리러 나갔어요. 형이 쓰레기를 버리러 나갔어요. My older brother went out in order to throw away the trash. 형이 쓰레기를 버리러 나갔어요. Okay. Let me just check the chat for a second. Cameron, the key... Wait, what are you asking about? Oh, I might have missed something. It's not... No, it's not nominalization. It's not nominalization. It's a different key. It's key meaning machine. Let me double check that. double check my hancha always. Yeah, it's key for machine. So there's another word in Korean, 기계. 기계 is the word for a machine. It is this 기 hancha. 청소기. So literally cleaning machine. So before there was vacuum cleaners, there was no word 청소기. If you're thinking of nominalization, that would be 청소하기. Cleaning as a nominalized, you know what I'm talking about. One of those forms. Okay. So one more time. 형이 쓰레기를 버리러 나갔어요. So my older brother, 형, went outside to throw away 버리다, 쓰레기, the trash. Oh, got another donation. Hold on. I gotta write up this sentence and then I can check the donation. This is our last sentence for this form, but we're not done with the lesson. Let's do a longer sentence. Okay, I'll give you guys a longer sentence, and I'm going to check this donation. This is more like maybe high beginner or mid beginner, something like that. Whereas the other ones are more like, low beginning sentences. Yuki. Thank you, Yuki. Let me give you a dab as well, Yuki. Wait, I pushed 2 by mistake? That must have sounded horrible. I pushed 2 of the buttons. Thank you. What's the difference between 그러네요? You would just be using 그러네요, not the first one. The second one would be a typo. The reason is that hiat at the bottom disappears when attaching the neo ending. There's a lot of little quirks like that here and there with verbs that end with the hiat. For most conjugations, it goes away. But yeah, thanks for donating. Yes, well here, nice. Okay, so let's look at the sentence. 아빠는, so dad, my dad. Since it's not 아버지, which is father, 아빠 is like dad, so you'd probably just use it for your own dad, not someone else's dad. 아빠는, so dad, my dad. 땀, sweat. 땀 is your sweat. 땀 빼다. 땀 빼다. You can think of this as one expression. 땀 빼다, or 땀, normally there would be an object marker here. 땀을 빼다 means to get rid of sweat. Now, this means, in English, we would just say to sweat it out, right? You go to a sauna, 사우나실, literally sauna room. Like, one of those sauna rooms where you go in and you sit down and it's just really steamy and it's really hot and you wear a towel and you just kind of like sit there and sweat. You know what I'm talking about? He went there to sweat. 땀 빼다, to get off, to remove sweat. 땀 빼러, in order to sweat. 사우나실에, to the sauna room, 들어가다. I said that weird. 들어가다. I'm like, am I speaking? Sometimes I'm thinking of English, but I'm speaking Korean, and like my Korean will come out with my English intonation that I don't want. 들어가다. 들어가다 means to enter, to go in. 들어가다, to enter or to go in. Notice that it also ends with 가다. 들어가다. Any sort of 가다 or 오다 verb is okay for this form. So literally, he went in the sauna room in order to, or for the purpose of, sweating. So, dad went into the sauna room to sweat. That's why he went to the, someone says, where's dad? 아빠는 어디 있어? Where's dad? 아빠는 땀 빼러 사우나실에 들어갔어요. 아빠는 땀 빼러 사우나실에 들어갔어요. Oops, it's actually 들어갔어. I don't know why I added a 요 at the end. I was making it more polite than it needs to be. 아빠는 땀 빼러 땀 빼러, 땀 빼러. 아빠는 땀 빼러 사우나실에 들어갔어. 아빠는 땀 빼러 사우나실에 들어갔어. Dad went into the sauna room in order to sweat. 아빠는 땀 빼러 사우나실에 들어갔어. Okay. So that's the last form. That's the last main sentence for our lesson on this form, but we're not completely done. There are a little bit of some intermediate notes I have. So if you are intermediate, now is the time. The time has finally come to get some stuff, to get some quality content from this lesson. Because if you are intermediate, you already know this form. Now, some notes first. If someone asks you, where are you going? Or why did you come here? Or something like that. Any sort of variation that would you be able to answer with kada or oda. So any sort of question that would lead to an answer that would end with kada or oda, right? Any sort of question like that. Where are you going? Where did you go? You know, anything like that. Where did you go? What did you do there? That kind of thing. If you're speaking in 반말, so if you're speaking casual speech, so this will only be your close friends the same age as you or younger, not people you're not close with, not strangers, not new friends that you just met online, your close friends the same age as you or younger only. Now that's Korean age too, not just American age, Korean age. I have a video about that. You don't need to end the udo form with anything else. You can just take the action verb stem and attach udo, period. You don't need to end it with kada or oda if that meaning is clear. For example, your friend asks, 어디 가? Where are you going? You just start leaving. Your friend's like, 어디 가? And you reply, 밥 먹으러. 밥 먹으러. Period. You don't have to say 밥 먹으러 가. 밥 먹으러 가고 있어. 밥 먹으러 갈 거예요. You can just say 밥 먹으러, as in to eat. So where are you going? To eat, right? Just like you could in English. 어디 가? 밥 먹으러. 같이 가? You want to go too? 같이 갈래? You want to go with us? 어디 가? 밥 먹으러. I'm going to eat. Literally just to eat, right? Because you can do this because we have context. Where is the context for this? It's right here. Where are you going? I'm going to eat. To eat. Right? So that's how you can use it. As long as it's clear, as long as it would make sense to say to do something, the end, you can use this form like this too, without anything at the end. But again, you have to have context for it. That doesn't mean it's optional, and that doesn't mean it'll sound more natural if you remove it. It just means it makes sense as long as there's context. Just like in English, when could you answer, oh yeah, to meet the dentist, to get my hair cut. When can you answer that in English? It's the same in Korean. You know, where are you going? 머리 자르러. 밥 먹으러. 친구 만나러. To meet a friend, to eat, you know, get my hair cut, whatever you want to say. It just has to make sense. Okay, now there might be some people who are curious about a few other forms that mean in order to. So I said that 으로 means in order to, right? Well, there is another form that you use to mean in order to. 기 위해 or 기 위해서. This one also means in order to. So what's the difference between 으로 and 기 위해? Because they both mean in order to. Well, this is actually quite easy to explain. 기 위해 is more of a formal ending. So it's more for just formal speaking or even for writing. Like technical writing would use this form. If you're speaking very formally, people like using this one because it's a very clear translation of in order to, right? Just like in English, we can say, oh, where are you going? Oh yeah, I'm going to eat. Well, you wouldn't really say I'm going in order to eat. Even if this literally means in order to, you would just say I'm going to eat. If you were to use 기 위해, 먹기 위해 갈 거예요. That's like saying, actually in English, I am going in order to eat. Like, your friends are going to be like, are you like a robot? Like, should I start calling you like Google Translate or something? No, do not use this for in order to if you want to say going or coming in order to do something. Always use this one. This will sound much more natural. But 기 위해 literally means in order to. It's just more of a formal ending, and it's like a literal, and naturally it actually also sounds like in order to. So that's the difference between it. Also, 기 위해 can use any verbs. We learned that 으로 can only come before a movement verb, right? So 으로 can only be used with a movement verb, but 기 위해 can be used with any verb. So you can do something in order to do something. Like, I can build a movie theater in order to 밥 먹기 위해, in order to eat, not a movie theater. So I can 밥 먹기 위해 식당을 만들었어요. I made a restaurant in order to eat a meal. If you're rich, I guess you could, sure. You can use any verb, so there's no restrictions when you use 기 위해. The other thing is that 으로 sounds a little bit more natural. I kind of said this, but 으로 will sound more natural anytime that you're using it with any sort of motion verb, any sort of movement verb. So let me say that again. I kind of said this already, but anytime you use 으로 with a movement verb, 으로 will sound much more natural than if you were to use 기 위해. So anytime you can use 으로, as long as it's being followed by a movement verb and being used after an action verb that is not 가다 or 오다 itself. Let's make sure. Okay, so that's the only difference between 기 위해 and 으로. There's another thing, though, we have to talk about, too. Let me just check the chat, though. Make sure we're doing okay. Yeah, you made a restaurant. Yeah, like, it's a bad example, but you guys get what I'm saying. It's usually, 기 위해 will sound unnatural in a lot of the same places in Korean that it would sound unnatural in English. Like, what would you do in order to? Well, I went to the market in order to buy bread. Yeah, sounds okay, right? But if you're saying I went, 가다, it'd be more natural to say 으로 가다 than to say 기 위해 가다. But if you were to say I bought cabbage in order to make kimchi, well, you can't use 으로 because bought is not 가다 or 오다, 사다. 샀어요. 김치를 만들기 위해, in order to make kimchi, I bought cabbage. You could say this though. 김치를 만들기 위해, in order to make kimchi, 배추를 샀어요. I bought cabbage. But you could not say 김치를 만들러 배추를 샀어요. Like, it doesn't make any sense because you have to use it with 가다 or 오다. But with that said though, I did say, remember, 기 위해 is very formal. And it's not going to sound the most natural to say in order to in most cases. It's mostly just for written or for like speaking or like some sort of like I said speaking, I mean like giving a speech. So 기 위해 is very formal. It's used for like giving a speech or writing something formal or technical writing. But for regular speech, however, if you want to say in order to, there is one more form that you can use that's very natural and super common. And that is 으려고. So it looks kind of like 으로. It's unrelated there. 으려고. Now, 으려고 does not literally mean for the intention of or in order to. But you can use it to say in order to. And if you want to learn more about the 으려고 form, I have a separate live stream all about this form right here, how to use it. I think it's in the future tense live stream. I also talk about this form as well. You can think of it though here as meaning in order to, although note that literally it does not mean in order to. Literally this means intending to. So it has to be something that you are intending to do. And I have a live stream about this. It's not that big of a topic, but you might want to watch that if you're going to use this form yourself before you just use it. You can use 으려고 anytime you want to say in order to, but it's not followed by a movement verb. Yeah. So if you want to do action verb stem, then 으려고, I don't need to write this actually, just like before, conjugate's the exact same as before. You take an action verb stem, you attach 으려고 if it ends in a consonant, or just 려고 if it ends in a vowel, and then you finish the sentence with whatever verb you want. Doesn't have to be movement verb. This will sound very natural, and it also can translate as in order to, or just, to. Like, I'm going to buy cabbage to make kimchi. 김치를 만들려고 배추를 샀어요. Perfect. Perfect. Sounds natural. So let's make a sentence here. Okay. There's a note about this, though, I have to say, but I'll first give you a sentence. Okay. 살 is flesh, as in literally means like flesh, like meat, flesh, but it's also what you say for fat. Because like, if you have a belly, that's your flesh, that's your skin, that's your extra flesh here, but that's what they use to refer to fat. Now, it doesn't literally mean fat. There is a different word they use for like fat in food. This is fat as in like your skin fat. So they say 살을 빼다, optional here, but 살을 빼다. Remember we had 땀 빼다, to get rid of sweat. Well, this is 살을 빼다, literally to get rid of fat skin. So this is how you say to lose weight, like to actively get rid of your fat to lose weight. So we're going to have a sentence here. 살을. Now, you could say 살을 빼러 운동하러 갔어요. Yeah, 살을 빼러 달려갔어요. Like I ran there to lose weight, because you have 가다. But if you're saying I started taking swim lessons. So what if you want to say, let me say this again. What if you wanted to say, I registered for swim class in order to lose weight? Or just, I registered for swim class to lose weight. Well, you could not use 너, because you're going to be using a different verb. You're not going to be using 가다. There is no 가다 or 오다 there. But you could use 려고. Literally, intending to lose weight. I registered for swim class, but that's okay. You don't really have to think about it like that. You can think about it as in order to. So in order to lose weight, what did I do? 수영 is swimming. 수업 is class. So 수영, 수업, these are different 수, it's not the same. 수영, swimming, 수업 is class or a lecture. And then 등록하다. Oops. Try to combine them to the same letter. 등록하다 is to register. So literally 등록했어요. I registered swim class. Write this a little bit nicer. I registered swim class, 수영 수업, in order to lose weight. 살을 빼려고 수영 수업을 등록했어요. 살을 빼려고 수영 수업을 등록했어요. 살 빼려고 수영 수업을 등록했어요. 등록했어요. 살을 빼려고 수영 수업을 등록했어요. So again, in order to remove flesh, in order to lose weight, 수영 수업, swimming class, 등록하다, to register. So I registered for swim class in order to lose weight, literally intending to lose weight. And you can watch the live stream to learn about how that works. I registered for swimming class. So this is what you could use, but you could not use 너 in this example. So anytime you want to say in order to, like something like that, but you're not following it with 가다 or 오다, use 려고. Should be pretty simple since they look similar as well. There is one more thing though about this form before we finish the live stream. Intending to. Yeah, intending. Okay, there's one more thing about this form though that I have to say, and hello Grant James, I just saw you're in there. Have you been here the whole time? Another thing though, you can't swap it in every case. 의료고. There's an exception to this. Cannot be used with any command or any suggestion. So let me just put a big no here. You could not say, go register for swim class in order to lose weight. 살을 빼려고 수영 수업을 등록해 주세요. You cannot say that. Command. You could not say, 살 빼려고 수영 수업에 등록할까요? Shall we? You can't say that. So, if you have to make a command, you have to use 너 or 기위해, because 기위해 doesn't have those restrictions. You can use it for anything. You can, however, use 으로 for commands or suggestions. These are okay. So you could say, go to Korea to learn Korean. 한국어 배우러 한국에 가세요. Or like we had before, 한국에 놀러 오세요. Just like we had before, right? 한국에 놀러 오세요. Come to Korea to hang out. Command. Or 영화 보러 갈까요? Should we? Shall we go see a movie? Totally okay. But you could not use this with commands or suggestions. So just keep that in mind. I know it's a bit complicated. There's a reason for that. You can't use it. If you watch the live stream I have about this form, you'll probably understand why it doesn't make sense with commands or suggestions. The reason is this form shows your own intention. So you're not showing your own intention and then telling someone else what their intentions are or saying, should this be your intention? Like that. It doesn't make any sense. But you can use that with here. So that's just the other last thing I wanted to say about it. Okay. So that is the lesson for today. And we finished with about 10 minutes left. So I'll do a Q&A for about 10 minutes. Before that, though, some really quick announcements. Remember to vote in the live stream poll tomorrow for the options. There's going to be 4 more options. And after these 4 options are complete, I have a very fun lesson plan for you guys. So that will be after, 6 weeks from now. You'll get a really fun new lesson. So you just have to wait. But until then, pick the next one out of the remaining 4 that you want tomorrow when the poll goes up. Remember that you can get a worksheet of this lesson as well as the full outline for today's lesson with all the sentences and explanations on Patreon. So even the lowest Patreon tier can get that. There is also merchandise if you are interested in supporting my channel another way. You want to have a Charsu t-shirt. There is a Charsu t-shirt. Believe me, there is a Charsu t-shirt there. Kind of. Well, it's a parody on Charsu. Anyway, there's KeyCat shirts and stuff like that. You can check that out. There's like a link below the video as well. And there is some one-to-one tutoring options. If you're interested in that, you can come in the Discord and ask about that. As well as remember that every YouTube member, as well as our new member today, Isa, you guys will get access to watch today's live stream, the abridged version tonight on this channel. So you don't have to wait several days to watch it like everyone else. So yes, that is our live stream for today. Feel free to ask any questions you guys might have now for about the next 10 minutes. And oh, I just got a donation. Lynn. Hey, thanks, Lynn. Really appreciate it. Koawayo. You wrote koawayo. It should be koma. Just a small typo. Komawoyo. Funny thing though is okay, so komawoyo. Funny thing though is actually North Korea writes it as koma. The reason they do more traditional conjugation for some sound change rules in North Korea than they do in South Korea, which is kind of funny. This would be the North Korean version, and then this is the South Korean version. 항상 재밌어요. Thank you. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions that you guys have. I was channeling my North Korean dialect. I knew you were. That's why I was bringing this up. I knew you were just channeling your North Korean dialect. Okay. Let's check how to say this. I went with Soyeon to Charsu's house to tell Charsu that I love him. Perfectly timed with the Charsu t-shirt. 소연이랑 같이 철수네 집에 가서 철수한테 사랑한다고. You could say something like that. 소연이랑 같이 철수한테 사랑한다고 철수 씨, if you want to call him 철수 씨, 철수네 집에 갔어요. Something like that. It's kind of like a long sentence and not really necessary to say it. But nothing in there is really complicated. Just I went there to say that I love her. To say that I loved him. 사랑한다고 말하러 갔어요. I went to say that I love him, like that. That would also use the form we learned today. 하여 being added to words. Yeah, it's the exact same meaning as 해서. The original conjugation of 하다 is not 해. The original conjugation is 하여. This got shortened together. In fact, if you actually look at it, ha and you add in 여, you kind of get like like that, 해, right? You stick these two together. Yeah, so 하여 is the same as 해. You might also see 하여 used as 해서. So you might see 하여서. I don't think you probably see it too much. But yeah, 하여 is an older form of 해, and it can also replace 해서. So yeah. Another common one is 돼요, is the same as 돼. This conjugation. So 돼요서, you can also have 돼요서, 돼서. It's the same thing though. And you'll still see it, but it's an archaic form. It has like a fancy old feeling to it. Yeah, still sometimes used though, but it's fading out. Good question, Small. How do I stay Kate June, how do I stay motivated to learn Korean? You can't really stay motivated to learn Korean by your own efforts. You have to, well, I mean, in the beginning, it's easy to stay motivated. But once you start kind of realize, it's like you feel like the work that it's taking to do it, you need a motivation to do that. So you need to kind of remember, why are you studying in the first place? What is your real goal for learning Korean? Like, what do you actually want? If you don't have a goal for learning Korean, then it doesn't matter how much you push yourself, it's going to be impossible to stay motivated. So motivation is more like something else pulls you to do it, not you're doing it. If you just can't find any motivation, but you do have something you really want, the only way is to do it by discipline. You just force yourself to do it, but it's less enjoyable. So I would say try to find why it is that you want to study Korean. Think about another reason, kind of to get yourself feeling like, oh, I want to do it because of this. And let that kind of pull you in the way you want to go. And sometimes that motivation can change. Sometimes it's like, well, I want to watch this show. And then you realize like, I don't really care about the show, but I do want to talk with this friend. Something like that. I went to the store to buy milk. I went to the store to buy milk. I went to the store to buy milk. Wait, you wrote the same thing twice, Cameron. I was like, what? Wait a minute. What happened there? I went to the store and I bought milk. I went to the store to buy milk. I went to the store. You could say either one. 가게에 가서 우유를 샀다. 가게에 우유 사러 갔다. They're both different, like slightly different meanings. More natural might just be I went to the store to buy milk, just like it would be in English. Like you wouldn't really say I went to the store and I bought milk. Like, yeah, but isn't the reason you went to the store to buy milk? Unless you're gonna then say I also did this, in which case the first one's better. But if that's the only context we have, then the second one, where you use to buy milk, would sound more natural if there's no other context. Can you make aegyo? No. I'm not an aegyo master. But I can dab. Yeah, aegyo is just acting cute. Lesson. Tani E, I thought you were writing some really complicated grammar form. You're like, lesson? I'm like, my gosh, I haven't heard that grammar form. What could that be? I see you're trying to write lesson. You can write it just like lesson, like in English, lesson, if you want. Also, you can, 수업, you can just call this a class. 수업 is okay like that. There are a few other terms you can use as well. Lesson is just the English word lesson. 수업 is like the Korean word for class, or like a class, something like that. It can be just the one class, or it can be the whole class, like every class you go to. Michael Jackson then. Yeah, Michael Jackson could be 애교. Sure. 정말 감사합니다, 빌리 씨. 안녕히 계세요. Thanks, Teresa. Does null work with past and future tense? Yes, but not before. Remember, the verb that comes before it, as I said, is just the verb stem. Not past tense or future tense, just the plain old verb stem. After it, though, yes, as you saw with several examples we have, you can do it with future tense, past tense, or even someone suggested progressive tense, like 하고 있어요. In this case, 가고 있어요 or 오고 있어요, like that. That's okay too. Any tense is okay after. 과외. 과외 could work too. It's more like tutoring, kind of like that. Like, what do you call that? When you're just teaching someone? Sometimes if I don't know a word in Korean, I assume it's Korean Americanized, and it is. Yeah, a lot of times it is. How long have you been living in Korea? I don't live in Korea. Kikat can 애교? Yeah, I think Kikat probably could 애교. Kikat, you should have changed your scarf for the beach today. Kikat could probably 애교. Yeah, Kikat's just saying hi. Kikat, you probably should have worn a different color scarf, though. Okay. Where are you living now? Well, I'm on the beach right now, but I'm in California. How can you say I would have? There are a few ways you can say it. I think the way you might be looking for is this. So you take the past tense verb stem of any verb. Doesn't have to be action verb, just any verb. Past tense verb stem. So 가다 would be kat, like that. So 갔을 or whatever it is. You attach double 시옷 to the bottom of that past tense conjugation. So you have the past tense, whatever it is, and you attach This is not optional. This is not the object marker. This is the future tense marker, actually. 텐데. This is not always the would have. This is like an I would have. Too bad. Too bad I would have. That's probably the one you're looking for most of the time, but it's not. There's a more neutral way to say I would have done that. But usually if you're like, I would have studied. I would have done that. I would have come if I knew, like that. That's this one. If you want to do the neutral one, you don't use 텐데, you switch it with 거예요. Literally, future tense, will have. I will have done something is what it literally means. Just regular future tense, but with the past tense verb stem. You can say that. And that one doesn't have the too bad implication in it. But it would also be a bit unnatural if you were trying to say, that's too bad. Like, I would have done that. Like some sort of show of regret or wish or hope like that. This is probably the one you'd want then, if you don't want that. Hyunwoo is copying your beach theme. Is he doing the beach theme? Hold on. No, he's not. Talk to me in Korean. Talk to me in Korean is live. Hold on. He's not in the beach. I'm watching his video right now. He's not on the beach. I don't see him on the beach. Guys, I don't know what you're talking about. I just checked and he's just standing in front of he's got a regular background. Did he really tell you to mute us? To mute me? Okay, it was gone? Oh, really? Well, tell Hyunwoo, flex this on Hyunwoo. Look at this. Look, I've got a freaking animated beach. Does Hyunwoo have an animated beach? Is his beach moving? No, I bet it's just a picture. Mine's a video. Chew on that. I've got the video. I've got the real beach right here. I can even walk into the beach. I can even walk all the way out here. Look at this. Get my feet wet. Whoa. Oh, gotta run as the tide's coming in. It's already off. Oh, that's too bad. It was moving? No way. No way. It was not. It was not moving. It could not have been moving. No. How dare he? How dare he? How dare he steal my beach? Oh, it's too bad he took it down though. That'd be funny. I'll totally, if he wants, I would totally share him all of my backgrounds. I'll call it that, my background. I'd totally share my backgrounds if he wants. He's at the same beach? Yeah, he must be at the same. That's the only solution to this. He's not stealing my beach. Hyunwoo wouldn't do that. He's not that kind of guy. It's just because he's at the same beach as me. I wonder. Is Hyunwoo out here? Hyunwoo! 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 You know what? I think I could see him. I think I could see him like way down at the other beach down there. There's like a group of people here. Let me move my board and show you guys for a second. I think I could see him way down there at the end. Yeah, he's really small. He's way down there. He can't hear me. Hyunwoo! Yeah, he doesn't hear me. He probably has like a backdrop in front of him right now, so he's blocking out the ocean. Anyway, yeah, thank you everyone for coming. And thank you everyone for coming. And if you have any more questions, feel free to drop by and ask at the Discord. Although understand I'm going to be editing tonight, but check Patreon 30 minutes from now and you can get the live outline of everything that we covered today. All of the sentences from today and explanations and exceptions and all that stuff is here. And I will see you guys again next time. I'm going to go walk down the beach and see if I can find Hyunwoo for a second. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.